schematic diagram of nuclear power station. Now, as shown in this figure, the heat is produced in the nuclear reactor due to the nuclear fission. Now, the whatever heat produced in nuclear reactor, it is absorbed by this coolant. So, coolant is used to absorb the heat which is produced in the nuclear reactor. Now, this hot coolant is passing through the tubes available in the heat exchanger. Now, around this tube, water is passing through this heat exchanger. So, the waters and this hot coolants comes in contact. They comes in indirect contact. So, whatever heat produced absorbed by this coolant is given to this water which is passing through this heat exchanger. Now, due to this heat, water available in this heat exchanger, it is converted into steam. So, whatever steam, hot steam, is come out from this heat exchanger is applied to the steam turbine, which rotates the turbine. That means our heat energy is converted into mechanical energy. So, whatever steam come out from the turbine after doing work, it is not let into atmosphere. But here the steam come out from this turbine, it is let into the condenser. So, here the brass tubes are available in which cooling water is passing through this this surface condenser. Now, the steam, exhaust steam from steam turbine and this cooling water comes into comes into contact. So, now due to this, whatever heat of the steam, it is taken by this cooling water and steam is converted into water. And whatever waters available in this condenser, it is taken out with the help of this condensate extract pump. And this water is again passing through this heat exchanger by this pump. So, the makeup water, that means the remaining water, the sufficient water is required to produce sufficient amount of steam. So, whatever remaining or makeup water is required to produce sufficient amount of steam in this heat exchanger, it is taken out from the river. So, water is taken out from this pump house, and then it is passing through this water treatment plant where the dissolved and undissolved impurities are removed in this water treatment plant, and this remaining then this makeup water is passing through this heat exchanger through this pump. Next, so already we have seen that the water, cooling water is required in the condenser to convert steam into water. So the cooled water is taken out from the river with the help of this pump, and this cooling water is passing through this tubes of the condenser. So it takes steam, it takes heat from the steam. So that means the hot water come out from this surface condenser. Now this, if the sufficient amount of water is available throughout the year in the river, that time this hot water is discharged into the river. For that, we are not direct discharge hot water into the river. Whatever hot water come out from this surface condenser, it is passing through this open canal. So due to the open canal and then discharge into river, because the hot water is cooled down by the atmosphere, air of the atmosphere. That means it cool downs and this cooled water is discharged into this river. If the sufficient amount of water is not available throughout the year in the river, that time cooling tower is used. So hot water is cooled down in this cooling tower, and this cooled water, it is again passing through this surface condenser by using this pump. So in this case, the remaining makeup water is required in this condenser, it is taken out from the river or the well. Second, the one alternator is mechanically coupled with this steam turbine. So the alternator converts mechanical energy into electrical energy. Now here we are using step-up transformer. Which step up the voltage required for the transmission line? So whatever voltage produced by this alternator, it is step up to the transmission voltage by using this step up transformer. So this transformer is connected to the alternator and transmission line through circuit breaker and isolator. Here it is not shown. So here we are connecting different transmission line. Here you can see the output of transformer is connected to the bus bar, which is located in the substation. Now different types of transmission lines are connected to bus bar to transmit the power in different areas. Now here you can also see one exciter is connected with this alternator. This exciter, it is nothing but it is a small DC generator which produce DC voltage is required for the field winding of alternator, because in alternator we require magnetic field to produce power, and for that it's required DC voltage. So this DC voltage, whatever DC voltage required for the field winding of this alternator, it is provided by this exciter.